Thank you Birch Living for sponsoring this video. I really enjoy removing paint from old furniture, and at the moment I have 12 painted furniture pieces in storage waiting to be refinished. This old buffet was painted yellow and distressed by the previous owner, and although it's not a mid-century modern style, I believe this buffet was manufactured during the middle of the 20th century. There are 3 challenges in this video. Number 1, can you guess what type of wood is hiding under all this paint? The second challenge is to guess what movie is playing in the background during this restoration. The third challenge in this video is a little more difficult. Can you find this brass goat in the video 2 times? My name is Barry, and welcome to Mad City Modern. Birch Living has been a longtime sponsor of the channel, and I've had my Birch Luxe mattress for more than a year now. It's a premium upgrade to their original, well-loved, natural birch mattress. I've had a chance to use this mattress during the hottest months of the summer, and surprisingly, with its organic materials, this mattress keeps me nice and cool while I sleep. Several months ago I had a back injury from lifting heavy furniture, and I'm convinced that this mattress was one of the main reasons I had a speedy recovery. I love my Birch Luxe mattress, and I can honestly say this is the best mattress that I've ever owned. One of the best parts is that Birch delivers your mattress right to your door, free within the US. Once again, I love my Birch mattress, and I think you would too. So if you're looking for a new bed, check out Birch. You can click the link below or visit birchliving.com/madcity to get 20% off your Birch mattress and 2 free pillows. I do my best to make it clear that I'm not here to shame those who paint furniture. In fact, I wouldn't mind this yellow distressed piece in the right space. The drawer pulls for this furniture are magnetic, which leads me to believe these are brass plated, and the brass plating appears to be tarnished by oxidation, so I'll do the best I can to polish these. I'm going to remove most of the old finishes with a carbide scraper, and if you've never used this tool before, but you've seen it used, this appears to be a rather crude method to remove finishes. If used properly while scraping in the direction of the wood grain, this carbide scraper can be one of the most effective refinishing tools in your shop. These scratches below the paint layer were not caused by the carbide scraper. If you're willing to take on a project like this, it's easy to get overwhelmed by all of the work. For me, I like to break this down into sections. An hour to remove the top, 30 minutes for each side, 2 hours for the front details, and 2 hours for the rest. I believe I purchased this buffet or sideboard for $25, and I purchased this piece mostly because buffets and sideboards are some of the easiest furniture pieces to resell. This started off as an ordinary furniture project, but towards the end, something made this one a little more enjoyable. The steps for refinishing furniture are often the same, but no two projects are the same. So for this one, I'll jump back and forth between the power sanders and the sanding blocks. The ServPrep 3x4 sander is one of my favorite refinishing tools, and with the sponge pad attachments, I can get into the detailed areas with ease. If I'm able to remove most of the old finishes with the scrapers, I'm less likely to gum up the sandpaper and the sanding pads. I've now learned that most of this buffet is covered with a thin layer of veneer, so I'll use dental tools to remove some of the paint. If I try to remove the rest of this paint with coarse sandpaper, I risk burning through the thin layer of veneer. When sanding larger surface areas, my ServPrep 5-inch orbital sander is more efficient. Wood is never going to be perfect, so as I continue sanding this beautiful book-match veneer, I will find imperfections. I'll leave those areas alone, but I will continue removing some of the paint and a few stains. For the first challenge in this video, if you guessed walnut, you would be correct. A lot of furniture from the mid-century era was typically manufactured by using a cheaper substrate like poplar or elm. It was then covered with a thin layer of veneer, a more expensive, more desirable species of wood, like walnut. As you'll see, this furniture was then finished with solid trim pieces made from ash or elm. Since the drawer pulls are likely only plated with brass, I'll use a less abrasive method for polishing these. I'll apply a little barkeeper's friend in the powdered version, then scrub these gently with a dish rag. Once everything has been sanded to 220 grit in preparation for the final staining, I'll try and remove as much dust as possible with the tack cloth. Even after hours of sanding, you can still see evidence of the old finishes deep in the wood grain. I was planning to give this piece a more natural look with the Rubio Monocoat hard wax oil, but for the reasons mentioned, I decided to apply General Finishes Candlelight Gel Stain. I mentioned earlier in the video that there was something that made this piece a little more enjoyable to work on. I often enjoy working alone, but towards the end of this project, I still had several hours of sanding to do. It was at that point that I had a family member visit me and offer to help with the final sanding. If you have a refinishing project waiting for you at home, it may just be the perfect opportunity to spend time with loved ones. For the top coat, I'll spray on several layers of clear shellac. While the shellac is drying, I'll remove the rest of the oxidation from the hardware and apply a layer of lacquer for brass. I do most of my furniture work in a 2-car garage, so it's not always the best environment for spraying on finishes. I'll use fine steel wool and a paper bag to remove as many dust particles as possible between coats. If you're new to the channel, I hope you'll say hello in the comments section, and for the faithful viewers, in this video, I've added 2 minutes of additional content at the end of this reveal. In last week's video, while restoring an antique buffet, I discovered tiger oak veneer under all the blue paint. If you haven't seen that video yet, it's one of my favorite to date. Here's the information I left out of that video. I could find out what tiger oak is by looking in a book or even on the internet. Both are good options, but this is the perfect opportunity to get outdoors and to understand and appreciate where tiger oak comes from. Used primarily during the late part of the 19th century and early part of the 20th century, the tiger oak pattern isn't necessarily rare, but it is still considered to be one of the best cuts from lumber here in North America. Although most prominent in red oak and white oak trees, all trees have a system of medullary rays, similar to arteries in the human body. These medullary rays transport vital nutrients to the entire tree. These medullary rays, often referred to as flecking, are most prominent in quarter-sawn white oak, as seen here. From each quarter, alternating cuts are made to maximize the size of each slab. These alternating cuts maximize the effect of these medullary rays, or tiger oak. Traditional flat cuts from most timber yield a more common cathedral pattern in the wood grain. In next week's video, I'll be out of state refinishing this mid-century desk, and the project after that will be one of the most controversial yet, a Barbie-themed dresser. As always, a special thank you to all the patrons who make these videos possible. Goodbye for now.